Alright, what's up AMP fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be testing a new bike we're offering here at AMPed. This is the Talaria MX5. And I'm joined by Tallon Pemberton, who's going to be pushing this bike to its limits and testing it so you guys can see what it can do.
We have been with Talaria from the beginning. When we launched the MX3, we saw the changes on the MX4, and now we're seeing some big changes with the MX5. Something we know about Talaria is they listen to their customers and they put out an incredible bike. So let's talk about some of the changes.
Okay, there's a lot of things you'll just notice visually on this bike that we'll go over, and there's a number of things that you can't even see that have improved the performance. But
the Talaria Sting's got curves, ladies and gentlemen.
It looks good. So looking at the bike, you can just tell the front hub is heavy duty. The front wheel spokes have all been redesigned and improved to handle the extra power. You'll go through and see your brake line, your brake caliper, disc, and your levers have all been upgraded. It's running DOT brake fluid so it can handle the extra heat and not fail. Along with the brakes, they've added a thumb regen, so you can actually save your brakes by using that thumb regen to stop you instead of just burning through your pads. Walking through on your display, it's going to be a color display instead of a black and white display. They've added a feature on the battery lid that's a quick release, so when you're trying to pull your battery out, you can just pull your whole battery lid off. It's a quick disconnect.
Let's talk about the size on that battery. So something we didn't see in the MX4 is the 72 volt battery. This is a 72 volt, 40 amp hour battery. So you are going to see a difference in your range as well as the power output.
And it's using high quality 50S Samsung cells, which is going to give you the power output that you need. Going down to your motor, you'll notice the motor's improved, even to the cooling fins, so the motor can put off any extra heat. And then that motor is spinning a gearbox that's also improved, and a 428 chain, which is an upgrade from the 420 that it was running. So they've switched from a 55 tooth sprocket to a 58 tooth sprocket and increased the size on the rear hub, rear spokes, as well as brake rotor and disc. Some of the other things you can actually see here is a CNC foot peg.
Okay, for those of you who don't know what a CNC foot peg is, that means that this foot peg is cut from a single piece of aluminum. So it is going to be more durable than some of the other foot pegs that we've seen on stock bikes.
Exactly, so you should not have your foot pegs breaking on you near as easy. Look down, you'll see the chain guard. So you're not having to worry as much about your chain popping off. If any of you are riding and pushing the bike to the limit, you'll know that's gonna help. You'll see the benefit in that. Going back to that gearbox and motor are a big difference on this bike. So the motor is an IPM motor that's been improved. It's stronger along with the gearbox, and the gearbox is quieter, so you don't have to worry about the rattles and the noise. A couple of things that you'll notice but you can't see are gonna be the pads inside those brake calipers. The pads are a lot larger, which can handle the extra heat. You've got a charger for this battery that puts out 15 amps, so it's gonna charge your battery from dead to full in 3 hours. Even though the battery's bigger than the MX4, it's going to be able to charge up just as quick as you need it to. And one last thing, that swing arm. The swing arm is heavier duty, more beefy to handle the extra power that this motor is putting out through the drivetrain.
So it's great to see all of the changes, but we don't really know how they're gonna affect the bike until we take this thing out on the dirt and put it to the test. So, you ready to take it out there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right guys, we're gonna take these bikes out on the trails, in the desert, play around a little bit, and just kind of compare the suspension, the handling, and how these bikes feel overall, and show you what these bikes can do. All right, we'll see you in a minute. All these brakes feel good in those turns. There's so much power. I haven't even twisted the throttle all the way yet either. Even though this bike isn't the lightest bike out there, I have not bottomed the suspension out once. It's really quiet. I have not noticed the battery rattles and the rattles that you hear on some of the other bikes. Yee-hoo! Down we go. Those brakes are good. Holding me back just fine on that steep downhill. I don't know if it does it justice, if you could see how steep that was. I'm so impressed with the power on the hill climbs. No issues going up that hill whatsoever. I wasn't even full throttle.
We're gonna start off with the Talaria Sting R MX5. And yeah, let's go see how this thing wheelies. honest with you guys, I don't think I'm the best wheelier, but I mean, I was in the wheelie and I sat into it pretty well once I was in the ballast point. Pretty much like all these e-bikes, you can pretty much hold it forever. I will say the weight of this bike does make it a little harder to keep the bike straight. Obviously you just have more weight pulling you side to side. But other than that, I give this, I don't know, 8 out of 10 for wheelie riding. We got the Talaria Sting R MX5. I think she's got it with all the power and bigger rims. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. We'll say, Ben makes this look a lot easier. How are you making it up that, dude? I can at least make it a little farther up. I got a weird run up at it, so. Take 2 on the Talaria MX5. Let's get it. Oh, that's all she's got. Let's get this thing turned around without crashing. Oh, it's so loose. Oh! I don't know, man. That's a tough challenge for these bikes. It is really giving them the true test, so I think we're gonna have to get a rolling start to be able to make it up the hill at the moment. Just with how dry it is. Talaria MX5 versus the infamous Amp Bikes hill climb. Let's get it. Easy. We'll say the throttle on this Talaria is super smooth. It's got plenty of power, but the ramp up to that power is just so smooth, so it really does feel good. There's some sick trail riding out here in Utah. Right here, riding behind the man himself. I have no clue where he's taking me.
Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. You guys have seen it. We are super excited to have the Talaria Sting MX5 here at ampbikes.com. You guys all know and love the Talaria MX4, and this is the MX4's bigger brother. Talaria listens to their customers. They've put a lot of upgrades on this bike. There's not another bike out there with a regen thumb throttle. There's a ton of upgrades that you'll like on this bike. If you want the bike, it comes at a great price point. You know and love the reliability of the Talaria brand, and we're happy to have the MX5 in the lineup. All right, guys, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.